What's going on, guys and gals and patriots and patriots and all the rest of you bastards out there? Redneck coming to you again. Been a while since I made one of these here videos like this, so I'm going to apologize if there's any problems with the continuity or the fluidity of the thought and train of thought. I got a lot of mess going on up here that I've been pondering, pontificating, whatever it is you want to call it. First and foremost, any time, which I firmly believe we will see again, I don't have the capability to do this. I don't subscribe to cable TV or satellite TV. I don't have the bunny ears or none of that mess, so I can't really do it. But anytime there's some sort of event that has the implications on us individually and as a country, such as the Sandy Hook or the Aurora, Colorado, or anything like that, point your camera at the tube, man, and record what the initial reports are and all this mess and another. Because I'm going to say this, the narrative that we're being pushed now does not match with the initial reports that come out when the event happened and as it was unfolding. Now I understand that initial reports and everything aren't always correct, but there's details, witnesses, and stuff like that it would be really critical to have to compare to the narrative that's going on now. The Sandy Hook thing, for example. I remember that they were saying that the Bushmaster was found in the dude's car, but now he was running around with the Bushmaster, and that's what he was using. Well, that's just one example. Plus, some of the witnesses were talking about, what about that fellow that was dressed in black and camo that got slammed down and the cops had handcuffed, and he was like, I didn't do it. Well, motherfucker, you didn't do what? You don't ever hear about him no more. You know, there's just a lot of stuff that, smells mighty fishy. I ain't going to say, I've heard folks out there say, oh, that didn't happen, it was all staged, it was all an act, it was all a drill, it was all this, that, and the other, it didn't really happen. I'm not saying that. I think that would be, I would like to think that would be too big just to not have happened at all. I'm not saying it's possible or it's not possible. I don't believe that. I believe that, this whole mess here, I believe it happened, just not in the way that we're being told. Pause while this airplane goes over. Alright, I don't know if you could hear that, but it had a jet going over the house. Kind of loud. Anyway, so where was I at? Narratives and whatnot. Anyway, Aurora, Colorado, and the whole Sandy Hook deal. Damn, was that another? That's their flagship to get this anti-gun agenda through. And if that fails, or if they don't get everything that they want, bet your ass there's going to be something along the lines, if not worse, than what happened in Sandy Hook. Whether it's facilitated, orchestrated, or just straight up staged, who knows? But that's my belief. Because I believe that there's some folks out there, it's like, heard a great analogy. Remember during the Cold War deal, they had the whole doomsday clock. I remember seeing newsreels of it, guy, with the big old, thick black rimmed glasses and lab coat, he'd mosey over, they'd move the clock, and then they'd look at the camera, and and all that mess, moving the clock closer to midnight, and depending on who was saying what, and what assets were being moved where, and what the reports were, this, that, and the other, and when you got to midnight, all hell was going to break loose, and we was all going to be glowing and radiated and all that mess. Well, I'd say right now we're probably at about a 1774 and a half to a 1775 on a scale of 1776. And I think the actions that these individuals are taking lead me to believe that that's exactly what they want. Now, I've always been, don't go out and do some stupid shit and, take any kind of preemptive this or any of that. I'd rather see a peaceful resolution to this whole mess, but it seems more and more that there's folks on the other side that don't want the peaceful resolution. I mean, Diane Frankenstein or Feinstein or whatever the hell she is, back whenever she got the last ban bill passed, rammed through under Clinton, she'd come out in a press conference saying, well, if I could have got it banned everything and had everything confiscated, Mr. and Miss America, you'd have to turn all your guns in, I would have got it, but I did not have the votes. You trying to start a war right there. And I do believe Article 3, hell, I may be misquoting here, but I do believe that Article 3 in the Constitution defines treason as trying to or making war against the United States, and that's exactly what you're doing. And not the United States, it's the citizens, the people of the United States. Nowhere, in any way, shape, or form, could you possibly, with sound mind, extrapolate from the Second Amendment that you can regulate it in any way, shape, or fashion. Any way, shape, form, or fashion. One of our founding fathers, I can't remember which one it was, may have to go look it up just to get the exact quote for you guys, but he had wrote that the terrible implements of war is basically a God-given right to the American citizen. It's our birthright. A well-regulated militia being necessary to a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed. Nowhere, in any way, shape, form, or fashion, can anybody with sound mind extrapolate from there that you can regulate shit. You know, and the reason I think that there's folks that want this war to happen here domestically is look at the actions they're taking. Look at the preparations they're making. Look at all the ammunition they bought up. Look at the training that's going out. Look at the different types of detention and detainment and interrogation, all this other mess that they're coming out with to use against you and me. A long train of abuses and usurpations. Erecting swarms of offices and sending out officials to eat out our substance. I mean, you know, Rex 84, John Warner Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, I mean, you know, a lot of this stuff kind of goes way on back. Hell, Smedley Butler. That's a fairly long train going all the way back then. You know, TSA, what the hell does the TSA do? You mean to tell me the stuff that they do isn't eating out our substance? You tell me that highway patrolmen in Texas pulling over two girls because they flipped out a cigarette butt and saying, ooh, I think I smell marijuana, and calls in another highway patrol gal to go and do caddy searches on the side of the road? You mean to tell me that's not eating out our substance? You mean telling me that claiming the power, the office of the president claims power to, without oversight or review, strip a citizen, strip their citizenship away, remove the protections under the Constitution and natural law, ship them off to some faraway land or some deep dark basement somewhere without proper legal representation, and utilize any means that you deem necessary to get them to confess to whatever it is you want them to confess for? You mean to tell me that you're going to put stuff like that, claim that kind of power? Because if you're going to claim that kind of power, you're going to use it. I don't go and buy a semi-automatic shotgun just to hang in the closet, just to hang up in the safe. I'm going to take that thing out. I'm going to shoot some skeet. Maybe some duck, maybe some turkey, maybe some deer. But I got it to shoot it. I got it to use it. You mean to tell me that you're going to do all this mess? And you're going to try to disarm the American people? and your objective is not to start some sort of civil war, I don't want to see that happen. I'm pretty sure you guys and gals don't want to see that happen. Well, I don't know, maybe some of you do. There's some crazy folks out there. You know, I've always said I want a peaceful resolution to this. I would like to have a revolution of ideas and a renaissance of some sort. I don't ever want to have to turn any of my firearms against a fellow man, but if I have to do that in order to defend myself and my family and my posterity and my natural and God-given unalienable rights, by God, you push me in a corner, I ain't got nowhere else to go. And I believe that is the primary mission. I believe that is their objective, is some of these folks want that to happen. You know, Feinstein come out doing all this whole mess she's doing, and then Biden comes out and says, well, you know, if Congress won't do what the hell we want them to do, and if it ain't just good enough, then we have executive orders. We got executive action that we can take. We're working with the Attorney General and all the cabinet members get something wrote up and da-da-da-da-da-da, blah, 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 blah. You know what I heard right then? I heard treason, 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 and treason. I heard making war against the people. I heard aiding our enemies. Well, how's that aiding our enemies? Well, I mean, it's, hello, what do you think the militia's for? What do you think the Second Amendment's for? Hell, it's not for hunting. It's for defending ourselves against a bunch of damn tyrants and a bunch of foreigners that want to come over here and try to take over. You disarm the American people, what the hell's to stop China from coming over here? What the hell's to stop the Russians from coming over to Pole? The only reason we haven't been invaded is because, like that Japanese fella said, there'd be a rifle behind every blade of grass. Hell no, we ain't going there. Make them come to us. That's what they did. They still got their asses whooped. Maybe not whooped, but man, we dropped them 2 bombs on there. It fucked them up pretty good, didn't it? I got to tell you something, man. You bastards up there in the government that claim this illegitimate power, that are attempting to make war against the citizens of this country, man, you have no clue what you're asking for. Because I got to tell you, these good old boys around here, fucking Jihadi Joe ain't got shit on these fellers. And that's all I got to say about that. Probably was a good spot to end it right there.